is for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
So Brandon, I agree.
At the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right? As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
At the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get the sentence out, we can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low-resolution thinking.
I hate the white man. He's of the devil. He was made in a cave in the worst parts of Europe, produced from the lowest forms of humanity.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
Who you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that our workers are seeing a decline in their standard of living. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. That's what they want to see. No more B-2 bombers. No more Star Wars. Let's make the quality products we need. Let's invest in American industry. No, I won't yield.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it.
I liked beer. I still like beer.
Hello. Oh shit. Hello, users, and welcome to another. This is I don't even know what this is. This is another episodic installment, an installation. What do I even? How many fucking times? How many goddamn motherfucking times do I have to like do this whole thing? Why can't I just like start the show? Maybe I'm gonna start doing the cold opening stuff, right? Because I don't know, what am I supposed to say? Welcome to another show. You got another show here? Oh, yeah, I mean, duh. What the fuck? Like, you already know that. That's already obvious. It's already very well established that there's another show here. Duh. We got Pike Ments in the chat with another good quotation. I'm going to throw that one in there. I'm loving the positivity. Happy to catch another stream. Isn't that just beautiful? My God. You were on a walk yesterday? Imagine. Check this out. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going on a walk. Who does that? Like, does it? I don't think so. Folks, I'm having a little bit of some congestion issues. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Still, I haven't been like that sick since like Sunday was when I kind of like got to like my 90%, and I've been stuck at 90%. For like the past couple of days, and it's like, it's crazy. I don't know. Did I have COVID? Does anyone know? Like, what the fuck is going on with me? What's happening? What the hell is going on? But of course, I'm still posting through it. I ripped off one too many paper towels, so I'm just going to put this in the background of the stream for decoration. Okay, so now, there you go. I modified the background live. Chris Donkling! I'm new in the Cyber 531 Above It All universe, but I'm excited to catch some AI takes. You're new, huh? Okay. Sure. All right, folks. So we got a goddamn here. Let's just start out. Let's start out with that. We've got a goddamn. Some would even say we have a goddamn. But that's, you know, that's getting a little... I don't know about that. Like, that's a goddamn. That's next level. But what I'm really shooting for is the goddamn. And then comma, goddamn. So, that's what we're going for here. Set design. Yeah, that's right. I'm designing the set. Goddamn. So I'm completely sober this morning, so just throwing that out there. Just drinking some coffee. You know, not enough people consider caffeine to be a drug. I get fucking wacky when I consume caffeine. I got a little bit of a fucking hangnail. Got a little bit of a goddamn hangnail. You see this shit? Look at that. Is that visible? I don't even know. I'm gonna try to get that out of here. Folks, the bidding starts at $25. $25 and I will give you the hangnail in the mail. $25. Going once. Going twice. You know, there's delay, so I gotta wait a little bit. But anyway, we got a show here, folks. I've got a show. You've got a show. We've all got a show. Everyone has a show. And so don't go because there's a show going on. So yesterday I talked about how I developed a new system. About, you know, having my content planned. That system is failing. Because I did no show prep this morning. So I have a little bit of show prep that I did yesterday. But I did no show prep this morning. Caffeine has never had an effect on me. Very odd. The way I understand caffeine is it depends on the mood going in. I know some people that say that they drink coffee and they fall asleep. Like caffeine, what it does, it like doesn't necessarily keep you awake. What it does is it changes the way your blood flows a little bit. And so like if you want to stay awake and you drink caffeine, you'll stay awake. If you're like just drinking coffee and then like you think that it's gonna magically make you stay up, you need the willpower, I found. And so for me, I'm wacky and zany. Like look at this, look at that. You're not seeing any other streamers do this. Have you ever seen anyone on YouTube do this? I don't think so. So I'm wacky and zany. And so when I drink coffee, I get wackier and zanier. You might not know that, but that's how it works. So there you go. I'm like, we're on the Titanic now. Look at this. Like what's going on? I don't know why that's happening. Should I just do the whole show like this? Does anyone like, should I just do the entire show like this? Like, would that be? Like, would anyone like, you know, like, hello users. So we're currently sinking. The ship is sinking. We should do this like to symbolize capitalism in the United States, right? Like every time like there's like we hit like another COVID death threshold, right? I'm going to tilt the camera. So this is like, you know, March 2020, right? This is like, you know, December 2020. This is like, you know, March 2021. This is like right now. The ship is sinking, folks. It's over. We're upside goddamn down. Look at this. See, no, you don't see any other, you don't see anyone else do this. This is completely unique. I'm the only person in the whole history of the planet that's ever done this. And so that, you know, to me, it's show accomplished. I can just quit now, right? You go up here, not you, but me. I go up here and I say, look, here I am. And then that's it. That's all I need to do. So, folks, breaking news: Harry Reid is dead, and no one cares. So, we got some more news here. We got some more goddamn news. Let's get into this fucking shit, because this is some crazy news. This is some crazy fucking news. This is like, wow. This is some goddamn news right here. Who is Harry Reid? I don't know. Look at me. By the way, so I've got 2 layers on here. Look at this. And it's made of the same material. So you got the sweater, right? And then you've got the outer layer, cardigan, right? It's the same material. You see that? Look. Like you can't, like if I didn't point this out, you wouldn't have even known I was wearing 2 layers. This is the world we're living in, folks. Layers upon layers upon layers going on. It's crazy. Because of its effect on blood flow, caffeine can be combined with acetaminophen and ibuprofen to be more effective treatment of headaches. There you go. That's why whenever I drink coffee in the morning and like do mushrooms, like they hit me really fast. I've noticed that. Like I'll skip breakfast, drink a whole ass elephant of black coffee, and then I'm going crazy. Colors don't exist in reality. There is no reality. There are no colors. There's no reality. There's no existence. It's all made up, folks. Got some more goddamn news. That's true. In fact, let's get into the news. So, Dr. Goddamn Oz. That's right, folks. Demonetized. Pennsylvania Senate candidate Mehmet Oz and his wife, Lisa Oz, cursed out a reporter while unknowingly on the phone with her. Now, that's funny. That's funny. Dr. Mehmet Oz, a Republican US Senate contender, has some unique advantages as a daytime TV show host, but is still on a learning curve when it comes to the basics of running for office. Blah, blah, blah. No luck finding anyone. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. With, you know, there you go. Lisa Oz, however, is not too keen to chat and curtly told Nuzzy to have a nice day. She thought she hung up on the phone, but she had instead connected it to the speaker of her car as she was driving with her husband, Nuzzy said. Now, this is great. This is so good. This is like a fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm bit. This is amazing. All right. She's down at the office, Dr. Oz told his wife of Nuzzy. Your father called and said there's a reporter from the New Yorker waiting for me down there. Down where? Who said she had an appointment. We had an appointment to meet today. You think she made it up? Lisa Oz asked. I think she made it up completely, Dr. Oz said. Yeah. You know what it's called. It's called lying. Also, it's called being a liar. I refuse to believe that this is like real dialogue here. This sounds like it's a book. Lisa Oz called Nuzzy this fucking girl reporter and referred to a baseless accusation from Corey Lewandowski, the former Trump campaign manager, that Nuzzy had broken into his home in 2018 in the course of reporting an article about Hope Hicks, the former White House communications director. Nuzzy told the Columbia Journalism Review that while reporting that story, she visited a townhouse in Washington, D.C., where a lobbying firm was headquartered and where Lewandowski happened to live upstairs. She was seeking to speak to the residents of the basement unit. Nuzzy did not enter Lewandowski's unit, and Lewandowski never took any legal action against her. Isn't that interesting? Dr. Oz then ranted about quotes, which were overwhelmingly flattering and complimentary, that one of their friends, Michelle Bouchard, had given Nuzzy for the story. Nuzzy detailed the angry back and forth in the profile. She said things like she said things she shouldn't have fucking said. That's crazy. Dr. Oz said she shouldn't have fucking said. Lisa Oz interjected, telling Oz she didn't say. This is like literally book dialogue. This is great. She said shit she shouldn't have. That I was going to be the next leader of the Republican Party. No, she didn't say that. You were the one who told me that. You told me that's what she said. No! That Michelle told her I'm going to be the next leader of the Republican Party. Shit like that! That's what you told me, she said. Dr. Oz said. This is great. Bouchard told Nuzzy that she saw Oz, along with Republicans like Gov-elect Glenn Youngkin of Virginia, as part of a new guard. Oz, a cardiologist surgeon by training, became a household name thanks to the Oprah Winfrey Show. Thanks a lot, Oprah. Go fuck yourself, Oprah. Over the years, medical experts have criticized, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Dr. Oz is a freak. But anyway, that's really funny. Imagine not knowing that you didn't hang up a phone. Like, how dumb are you? That's really good. And so I love that, like, they're just casually yelling at each other about, like, what conspiracy theory is the more accurate one. Like, they both are like, yep, this reporter is like a fucking serial burglarer. But also, that other reporter didn't fucking say that. I love it. You could, like, again, it sounds like a Curb Your Enthusiasm sketch. I just wanted to make sure that Mr. Matt did not miss the Mandy review. I'll be doing the review at the end of the show in approximately 60 minutes from now. But I have a lot to say, so I just, had to make sure that you didn't miss it. That's all. It's that simple. I haven't done mushrooms. I want to try them to help with my mental health. I don't recommend anything, but they also really helped me with my mental health. So, just throwing that out there. You're gonna watch Mandy tonight? Oh, man. Oh, man. You can't let me spoil it. Well, actually, there's really not. It's one of those movies that is hard to spoil. You just gotta watch it. But god damn, we'll get into that later. We'll save that for the end of the show. Folks, we got the daily movie review as a new segment. Again, folks, there was a poll done. A poll was done. We did a poll. And 89% of those polled said that they want me to do movie reviews. And so because I have a lot of free time and I stay at home all day, I'll probably do one every day. So, there you go. I'm doing my last show of the year today at noon. No New Year's Eve for me. That's crazy. I know a few people who have said mushrooms can help with depression, etc. And I know they're doing research. Absolutely. Absolutely. I am also doing research. I'm doing personal research. We'll get into that maybe next year. Two of my nasty in-laws snuck in unvaxxed and got my parents sick. This country is so fucked. Have you murdered them yet? Because I hope not. I love your reviews! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks to you, Andrea, I watched Don't Look Up. It now know why the establishment hates it. It now know why. That's profound. Where does one get mushrooms? They come out of the ground? I think I'm doing my last stand-up show of the year on Thursday. You're a stand-up person? I prefer to sit down. Oh! Wait, folks. You're a stand-up person? I prefer to sit down. Anyway. So with that being said, let's get into the news. Alright, so we got some news here. What the fuck?
Get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
I would do stand-up, but I refuse to go anywhere in public at all during a pandemic. So I just channel that energy into my goddams. Just channeling the goddamn energy. Love Jeb Bush. Huge Jeb fan. So, folks, I have a question for y'all. And that question is, what the fuck? So here's an article. North Carolina police officer accused of shooting his 15-year-old son in the head. The teen was taken to a hospital with a life-threatening injury. The shooting appears to be an accident. First of all, accused? Like, I know they put that in there for legal purposes, but it's did they not admit it? Like, shouldn't that be, like, a North Carolina police officer shot his 15-year-old son in the head Monday afternoon in an incident that appeared to be an accident. Appears. It might be an accident. I hope it's an accident! Because if it's not an accident, then what the fuck? The father, who has not been identified. How have they not been identified? How did you hear about this if the father hasn't been identified? What the fuck? Is an officer with the Jacksonville Police Department near the North Carolina coast. The unidentified teen suffered a life-threatening injury and was taken to the Vidant Medical Center in Pitt County. according to the district attorney, Ernie Lee. He remained in critical condition Wednesday, according to the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. It was not clear Wednesday if the weapon was the officer's department-issued handgun. This is a tragic event, blah, 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 blah. I'm a fucking idiot. Wait, what is this? The report statements and other evidence from the investigation will be provided to this office to determine what actions, if any, will be taken? Okay, so I don't care. You have a gun and your child ends up being shot in the head. There is no investigation. You're done. You're gone. Lock them up. There is no investigation. Like, unless your son had like a nuclear bomb strapped to their fucking chest and was running at you and said that they're gonna detonate, if you, like, the only way to, like, they said, you have to shoot me or else I will detonate, and then, like, they're like, woo, and then you shoot them. Outside of that specific incident, which did not occur, there is no accident. There is no, oh, well, we gotta investigate. What? What the fuck? The officer is on administrative leave. What? We asked for prayers for the family. What the fuck? I don't understand prayers. Like, what the fuck? There is no investigation required. You shot your child in the fucking head. You blew their fucking head off, dude. And they got paid vacation? So let me get this straight. The cop, in their domestic life, shot their kid's fucking face off. And so the police department's like, okay, well, how about you spend more time with your family? We know over the weekend you shot your fucking kid's head right off, blew the motherfucker's face into bits. So we're gonna sentence you to more family time? Is that a joke? Is this like a fucking routine? Only in North Carolina, folks. Just kidding. Only in the United States of America, really. Let's be honest. Like, my God. And this comes right after another North Carolina story where it wasn't a police officer, but a 3-year-old's face got shot. And then the parents did a GoFundMe and profited off of the fact that they shot their 3-year-old in the face. Top Damage Wizard. It's, like, really easy to not shoot someone. 1, never point a gun at anyone you don't intend to kill. 2, assume all guns are loaded. 3, don't touch the trigger. That's what, like, I have never fired a weapon, and I know that. That's like, oh, hey, you don't go play with guns. Oh, whoops. What? Are you an adult? Are you an adult, or are you a fucking 2-year-old? And they weren't fired. That's the thing. They got paid vacation. Imagine that. Imagine any other situation, right? Where you get paid fucking vacation for shooting your kid in the face. Like, imagine, like, any other job. Like, imagine you call up Bojangles, right? Where's my phone? So, hey, I shot my kid in the face this morning. And then, like, the person on the other end of the line is like, oh, that's great. We'll give you 2 weeks off. Paid vacation. What? Like, if I'm working at the goddamn fucking grocery store, hey, just want to say I can't come into work today. I shot my kid's head off. Yeah, I blew their head clean off. Yeah. They might die. Oh, that's great. Come back in 2 weeks. And don't worry about your pay. We got you. Am I the stupid one? Am I, like, misunderstanding something? Like, what other fucking career can you shoot your fucking kid in the face and then get paid time off? That doesn't seem like a great incentive structure. So again, we know in North Carolina, it only takes 8 months to become a police officer. You just got to go to summer camp. So let me get this straight. You go to summer camp, you get a gun, you shoot your kid in the face, and then you just got as much paid vacation as you want. On the taxpayer's dime. What the fuck? paid leave for shooting your kid in the head. What a fucking mess. What a fucking mess, folks. What a goddamn. Whew. Folks, I've got breaking news here that I want to share with everyone. And that is Max the dog. He is currently sleeping. Max has been he's been a little bit of a dog lately. Come on, Maxie, you want to say hi? Maxie! He's like, please leave me alone. I'm trying to sleep. I think Maxie's been sneaking out at night, going down to the 7-Eleven and smoking weed behind the fucking dumpster. I think that's why he's sleeping all morning. He's getting high with his dog friends, sneaking out at night. That little fucking... Yeah, that's right. I know what he's up to. Alright. Folks, we got some goddamn, aka news. I'm working today, just got out of the shower, but I'm listening to you because I hate missing your show! ! ! Imagine listening to Above It All in the shower. Goddamn, that's crazy. Woof, I don't know about that. That's, there you go. Folks, Winnie the Pooh, Franz Kafka, and more are coming to the public domain in 2022. This is from Polygon. There are many movies and TV shows coming out next year tied to various intellectual properties. These creations, from Batman to Boba Fett, are all protected in the United States under a variety of copyright laws rooted in the Constitution. But not everything is hammered down under the veil of intellectual property. Every year, new works enter the public domain, meaning that anyone can create works based on them, and this year's crop stretches all the way back to the 100-acre wood. As noted by the Public Domain Review, there is no universal rule for what will and will not fall under the public domain each year. That's because different countries have different laws. Some countries, like the United Kingdom and Russia, have laws to protect intellectual property for the term of the creator's life plus 70 years. Others, like Canada and New Zealand, go for the term of a person's life plus 50 years. Why plus anything? But the United States has more complex laws, thanks to the Copyright Term Extension Act of 1998. The Extension Act, like its name suggests, allows for extensions to be placed on copyright. In 2022, works from 1926 are entering the public domain after a 96-year extension. Many of the additions are obscure, but there are some big names among the bunch. Here are a few selected. Winnie the Pooh! The Castle, I don't know what that is. Faust. There you go. But I wanted to talk about this because I needed an excuse to talk about intellectual property. I don't believe in intellectual property. Now, obviously, in my communist utopia, like, creators and creative people would just, they would never have to worry about money to begin with, right? So I understand the point of intellectual property is that you create something and it does well, you deserve to profit off of it. You deserve to make a living creating. That is all well and good. But the idea of intellectual property lasting longer than someone's life, I don't think so, right? My compromise is intellectual property, when you die, it's done. That's my compromise. But in my opinion, there should be no intellectual property. Like, let's imagine a world where you can make anything you want, right? And all of your basic needs are met, right? You can live in comfort and just be a creative person. My problem with intellectual property is, right, when there's a lot of people, like, let's look at Pokemon, right? Now, you might not know this. This is a tidbit, folks. I used to make Pokemon ROM hacks when I was in middle school. I thought I was hot shit. I made an entire ROM hack, start to finish, and it was fun. It took me like 3 months, right? But because of that, I know about Pokemon ROM hacks, and I know what Nintendo has done, where people will spend like years making these Pokemon ROM hacks. They post them, and then they get fucking sued. And that happens a lot with Nintendo properties. I know Metroid, someone like made a fan game based on Metroid and they got fucking sued, right? Like, my opinion is like, you should be able to make anything you want Everything should be creative. Everything should be public domain. Everything should be open source. That's my opinion, because that allows the maximum amount of creativity to flourish. In my opinion, I don't believe in public domain, or rather, I don't believe in intellectual property. As soon as I write something, in my opinion, it's public domain. As soon as I post something, it's public domain. As soon as I draw something, it's public domain. Now, again, we want to have credit where credit's due, right? So there should be a way to verify where an idea originally came from. The original creator should have some sort of verification process. We should have like a list of where these things start, where you can like trace things back. We should have publishing dates that are very like, you know, maybe, hey, think about it. Maybe we can use NFTs for this. I'm just throwing that out there. But anyway, yeah, I don't believe in intellectual property. I don't believe in property in general, right? I can't walk in the woods because they're your woods. Like, what? You own the trees? I don't know what that means. I don't believe in intellectual property. I don't believe in any of that shit. In my opinion, all creatives should have everything that they need already met, and they can do whatever they want to make anything that anyone else would enjoy. I believe that anyone should be able to make anything based on anything. You should be able to make a ROM hack. You should be able to make a mod. You should be able to make your own game based on another fucking property. You should be able to write a fan fiction. You know, like if you want to write fan fiction and publish it, you should have every right to do so, because at the end of the day, as long as you're not plagiarizing, right, as long as you're not literally copying and pasting, as long as it's a transformative creative work, you should have free reign. So I wanted to talk about this because fuck intellectual property. All my homies hate intellectual property. And so there you go. I let folks use my art as long as they don't profit from it. Well, guess what, Matt? I got breaking news for you. I'm going to announce today that I've printed t-shirts with all of your drawings of me. That's right. Your drawings of me, I'm making t-shirts. That's right. And guess what? Guess what? The t-shirts cost $10 to make, and I'm selling them for $11. That's right. That's right. I don't know what to tell you. You got destroyed. You got played. I don't know what else to say. That's right, bitch. I'm profiting and up in here. I do have no trespassing and posted signs up on my property because I did not want anyone hunting on my property. I also don't believe in hunting. I also don't think no trespassing signs mean anything. I'm going to be honest with you. As an anarchist American, if I see no trespassing on anything, I am more likely to trespass. I'm just like, and I personally think that anyone who would potentially trespass would also be more likely. Like, most people, 99.9% of people just walk right by. But if I see a fucking, like, you know, no trespassing sign, like, on, like, a fence, right? Like, I'll hop the fence and stand there for 10 seconds and then hop back over just because it's funny. So, I don't believe in no trespassing signs. I think that that's just, like, it makes the person putting them up feel better. So that's just my opinion. Someone literally just asked, as opposed to figuratively asking, right? Aha, right? Like language. Everyone loves language. Yeah, I don't believe in hunting. I don't think hunting should exist. Oh, but the ecosystems. The ecosystems will be fine, motherfucker. Like, oh, I gotta hunt deer so we can protect the ecosystem. Gotta go overpopulation. How about this? When you're driving your fucking stupid ass fucking pickup truck into the woods and you're worrying about, I gotta hunt to save the ecosystem. Like, I don't, like, what? Like, you're, okay, that's your excuse because you want to fucking shoot and kill things for entertainment. I'm hunting for meat on my table. You don't need meat on your table, motherfucker. We've got agriculture. We've had agriculture for thousands of years. You don't need meat on your table, you fucking moron. Oh, that meat on my goddamn. And what's the thing with this meat stuff? Like, oh, it's not cow, it's beef. It's not pig, it's pork. It's not deer, it's venison. Venison? What the fuck is venison, dude? Like, oh, it's not chicken, it's poultry. What? But venison is the dumbest one. It's fucking venison. Venison. That's like a fucking 3-syllable. You got beef, 1 syllable. Pork, 1 syllable. Poultry, that's 2. And then you got fucking venison. Oh yes, I'm going to go eat some venison. What the fuck is venison? Environmental Coffee House. What I would do is put up cameras. And then if you see them on the cameras, then report them to the cops. That's what I would do. Because if your neighbors are Trumpers, then they love the police. So, use the police against them. That's my opinion. Alright, folks. So, yesterday I covered a clip on my show of President Joe Ass Biden. Right? He's the president. Mr. Joe Ass Biden. Saying that there was no federal solution for COVID. And so now, according to reports, this is what many people are saying, that clip was edited out of context by Republicans. All right. Well, Jen Psaki in the White House posted the full context, quote unquote. Now, I want you to understand, White, what this fucking shit, like how dumb these motherfuckers are. So Jen Psaki says sometimes context in the full clip is important, or almost all the time. The condescension of that, right? And then the White House says last week President Biden rolled out a federal plan to support efforts to tackle Omicron at every level of government. That hasn't happened, right? Here's the full clip of his comments yesterday. So again, yesterday I covered the 5-second version. Let's cover the full clip. Now again, they said that the clip was taken out of context. I disagree. I think this context adds nothing, right? Now, it's 1 minute and 12 seconds of a Republican governor sucking Joe Biden's dick and saying nothing of value at all, and then Joe Biden saying what he said and then passing the ball off to someone else. So let's just play this.
We also, as governors, are getting pressure to do more, and the need is great to do more in terms of the rapid test and the availability of it. And so one word of concern or encouragement for your team is that as you look towards federal solutions that will help alleviate the challenge, make sure that we do not let federal solutions stand in the way of state solutions. And
So this guy is basically saying, we need states' rights. We need states' rights. Go, get on, ba ba doom boom ba. How's Arkansas treating COVID, by the way?
Production of 500 million rapid tests that will be distributed by the federal government is great, but obviously that dries up the supply chain for the solutions that we might offer as governor. And so just that brief comment before I turn it over to you, Mr. President, but I want to say personally, I've enjoyed working with you when I was in Congress as head of the DEA, and I appreciate your leadership. And thank you so much for giving us the time today to hear from us, but also so that we can hear from you personally.
This is the full clip. This is what the White House is saying. The Republicans are lying. This is the full clip. And the full clip is just a Republican governor. Again, we're 1 minute into the 1 minute 30-second clip. And the Republican governor is saying, states' rights, states' rights. States' rights.
The challenge that we face. So,
but I love you, Biden.
Mr. President, the microphone is yours. Thank you, President Biden.
They said, thank you very much, Ace. Look, there is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level. I'm looking at Governor Sununu on the board here. He talks about that a lot. And it ultimately gets down to where the rubber meets the road, and that's where the patient is in need of help or preventing the need for help.
That's the full context, according to the White House and according to Jen Psaki. This is the full context. What? That's not exculpatory. Jen Psaki's like, what? You need the full context. So, my problem with this is we don't have time for these fucking games. That's my problem, right? The only reason why we would have a government, right, is to protect citizens, right, and to be able to plan things at a mass level. Why even have a federal government if there's no federal solution for COVID and you're just going to leave it up to the states? Why even have a federal government? What's the point of a federal government? Right? States' rights. Are you joking? Didn't we fight a fucking war? A civil war over states' rights? I just don't understand this. Like, they're trying to post this as if this is a win. And, like, the only win is, like, Biden's kind of like, states' rights, all right. We're going to leave it out in the boom and going to leave it up to the states. We have hit a new record of COVID spreading in cases. The worst day for new cases in the entire pandemic was yesterday. Well, actually, probably will be today, but yesterday, because today isn't, we just started today. There's no time for these fucking games. There's no time for, well, we're going to try states' rights because you said so. No! Fuck your states' right. Fuck your government. Fuck your state legislature. Fuck your governor. Fuck them in the face. Fuck states' rights. That's my opinion. Fuck that state. Fuck Arkansas. Fuck New Jersey. Fuck Pennsylvania. Fuck Michigan. Fuck Nevada. I don't give a fuck. If we've got interstate travel, guess what? We're one country. We have a federal government. We need to act on this. Testing is not going to stop the pandemic. That's not a solution. Especially when testing is still so difficult to acquire. Like, I just don't understand. Like, to them, this is a win. Their plan, like, now what else did Biden say? What really matters is where the rubber meets the road and patients get care they need or prevent the care. Are you going to prevent the care? No. Are they going to be able to go to the hospital and get a hospital bed? No. Are you telling them to go back to work? Yeah. Where they could get sick? Yeah. Are you telling them even if they are sick to go back to work? Yeah. So I just don't understand, like, how, like, what la-la land are we living in where this is a win? What la-la land are we living in where sometimes context in the full clip is important almost all the time? What? I just don't understand. Like, I'm struggling to understand, like, what the fuck is going on in this fucking country? Does anyone know? Like, this, to them, that's a win. There's no federal solution. Let's leave it up to the states because the states said so. That's a win. The Biden is like, all right, Biden administration is like, okay. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it at all. They think that this is a win, and I just don't get it at all. I just, I don't know. But anyway, gotta show the full context, folks. Speaking of context. So, Sarah Nelson, president of the Flight Attendants Union, was on CNN to talk about the new CDC guidelines. And so, let's see what she has to say.
You talked about, is the CDC citing the science here as the driving force behind this decision, but you said the fact that it aligns with the number of days pushed by corporate America is, quote, less than reassuring.
Look, it was totally transparent here. This was asked for as these staffing issues were being put in place. Delta's statement after this policy was put into place had not an ounce of public safety in it, but it was all about the staffing issues. That's what was argued on the front end. That's how your segment started today. And that is the quick response from CDC in the middle of this holiday season to try to address that, rather than be focused on public health policies.
You talked about,
So again, what she is saying basically is that isn't it weird that they changed the policy as soon as the CEO asked them to? Now, do we need to have people working? No! You know what would fix this problem? Lock the fuck down. You don't need to fly anywhere. You don't need to go see your fucking brother-in-law's new dog. You don't need to go fucking fly out for a business meeting. None of that is necessary. Lock the fuck down. We don't need people working at airlines if we don't have airlines and we don't have flying. Newsflash. We don't need people working at Burger King. That's just a petri dish for no reason. We don't need people working at Kohl's. We don't need people working at fucking, like, the goddamn grocery store. All we really need, when you really think about it, all we really need is the USPS. That's it. Now, are there people that need to function in the USPS? Absolutely. But let's assume every American had training, right? Online course training to work in the USPS, right? And then you got paid to stay at home. Your rent was, like, let's even just give you like $5,000 a month so that you can still pay rent instead of canceling rent, right? That's, a little bit easier on the current situation, right? So we go to the USPS. Now, again, are there people that need to work in the food industry to get food? Yes. That's what we need. Are there people that need to work at pharmacies? Yes. Now, some of the, like the delivery, that's easy. You can train anyone to deliver packages, right? Now, you don't need people working at Wendy's. You don't need people working at the fucking Chinese food restaurant. You don't need people working at the fucking Happy Taco down the street. It's unnecessary. All you really need is basic food, delivery, and pharmaceuticals. That's it. Pay people to stay at home, right? The essential workers bullshit was always so dumb. What? Working at fucking McDonald's is essential work? That's essential to our society? No, it's not. It's essential to corporate fucking profits. But guess what? The corporations are going to cry about profits. Just bail them out. You gave them a blank fucking check with the fucking CARES Act anyway. You print them another blank fucking check, pay everyone else to stay at home, and we'll lock the fuck down. But that's not going to happen in this country because this country fucking sucks. It's about control. It's about fucking control is what it is. They want you to think that there's no better world possible. Because if they locked down and paid you to stay at home, you know what would happen? You know what would fucking happen? You would like it. And they don't want you to think that there's anything better on the way. So here we have another clip here where Chris Hayes on MSNBC asked Dr. Fauci what the science is. Let's see.
You are talking about a policy judgment in a context of trade-offs between different consequences. Okay, so stopping the spread of a highly communicable infectious disease is one thing that we want to do. Allowing, as you said, society to function. Obviously, like, you don't want everyone at the local water treatment facility to be out in quarantine for 10 days with none of the skilled technicians running it, for one example, okay?
Correct.
And I get that, and I think it's a very forthright explanation, but I guess the question is, like, is there any science backing up the idea that after 5 days of asymptomatic isolation that you're not still shedding virus and contagious?
Yeah. Nothing is going to be 100%, and this is one of those situations when you're dealing with a very difficult situation, Chris, that we often say you don't want the perfect to be the enemy of the good. The fact is that we know that when you are infected early on in infection for the first several days, you have more of a likelihood to have a high level of virus and to be capable of spreading it. As you get into the second half of that 10-day period,
I want to say one thing. Yes, the viral load and transmissibility lowers over time, but it's not like days or it's... My problem with this is you see all over the place and like people posting text messages from their boss saying, "Oh, you're sick. Do you have any symptoms? How bad are you sick? Can you still come in anyway?" We see these stories where people have coronavirus and then their boss doesn't tell anyone else. So their boss has someone who's COVID positive come in and and then they have to keep it on the down low. When the pandemic first started, I had people in my family that worked in the food industry, like, at these fucking stupid ass fucking pizza chains and fast food places. And they had coworkers coming in that just tested positive that morning, and they didn't find out until the end of the week. They didn't find out. And the only way they found out was because the person came into work and was like, "Yeah, I had COVID this week and it really sucked, but I'm feeling better now." First of all, you should be telling everyone that just for worker solidarity. You should be telling everyone that stay the fuck away from me. Also, by the way, I'm going to sneeze in your food. But the fact that the boss knew and didn't tell anyone, that's fucked up. Right? But again, how do people get better? It's not like it's not like days are a magical indicator. You know what makes people recover from illness? Rest. That's what makes people recover from illness. If you're fucking running all day and you're like fucking like, you know, acting at a circus and you're balancing on tight ropes and jumping through flaming hula hoops or whatever, you're not going to recover from sickness as much as someone who's sleeping all day. Right? So the idea that we're trying to force people back to work before they're fully clear of COVID, what that's going to do is it's going to prolong the recovery process. And again, no mention of long COVID. None whatsoever. No one cares. The fact that long COVID produces neurological dysfunction, people had COVID in March of 2020 and they still have brain fog and other neurological dysfunctions, and they haven't had COVID since. Is Dr. Fauci going to talk about that? No.
Know that the virus in general, not for every single 100% of the people, but for most of the time, for most of the people, that level of virus diminishes to the point where the CDC feels, and I don't disagree with them at all, that wearing a mask is ample protection during that second.
Wearing a mask is ample protection. Where do people get the masks? That's my question. You know where I got my masks? I bought them because I had money. What if you don't have money? Remember in April of 2020, Trump stopped the USPS from sending 5 free masks to every household. They were going to pay for it and send them out. They had already had the masks starting being made, and they were going to start sending them out. And then Trump said, no, don't do that because people might get scared. Where's the free masks? I know people that work in retail. I know people that work at grocery stores and at fucking fast food places. And they tell me sometimes their employer has masks available, but sometimes people run out of masks. Like, you know, you get one of those boxes of the shitty surgical masks that aren't nearly as good and people wear them on their chin because they're fucking stupid. That's the main problem with this pandemic is Americans are fucking dumb. If you are at work and you don't wear a mask, you're an idiot and I hope you die. Plain and simple. If I go to the fucking grocery store and you're a chin masker, I'm wishing death on you. But anyway, that being said, sometimes they just run out and then they don't have any for the rest of the month, for the rest of the week. What? So we need high quality masks like N95s, KN95s. But they're not being provided. Employers aren't handing out N95s. They're handing out those weird surgical masks or giving you the fucking cloth mask with the fucking Wendy's logo on it. That is like, at this point, useless. You need to have a high fucking quality fucking mask. Or wear 2, or wear 3. But people aren't doing that. Because they're fucking dumb. And the CDC isn't going to provide anything. The Biden administration isn't going to provide anything. Like, this is the honor system. This is like, yeah, if people wear masks, we should be fine. Have you been outside in the last year and a half? Have you left the house at all? Have you gone anywhere in the last year and a half? I live in North Carolina. I live in bumfuck, motherfuck, shitfuck. And guess what, motherfucker? Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm the only one wearing a mask. I shit you not. The last time I went to the grocery store, I literally paid attention to every single person I saw. 0. The only people that had masks on were employees, and they were chin maskers. What? What?
Half of a 10-day period. When you balance that against the importance of trying to get people back functioning in society, because the alternative is something that no one wants, and that's to shut down completely.
I want that. I want that. I want that. What do you mean no one wants that? I want that. I'm down. Let's do it. Come on, Fauci, stop lying.
That's not going to be palatable to the American public.
Yes, it is. Yes,
and that's
it is.
something you want to be avoiding. So how do you get people back to function in society, not with a 0 risk, but with a markedly diminished risk? That is the basis for that decision.
We have 60% fully vaccinated, which the definition doesn't include booster shots. So as far as I'm concerned, if you haven't had a booster shot, you're not fully vaccinated. But this country, the main problem here is Americans are fucking stupid. And why are Americans stupid? Because our institutions make us stupid. Schools are stupid. They brainwash kids and they fucking lie to them and they fucking make them obedient workers. Why do you need to go to fucking high school at 6 a.m.? Well, because your parents need to go to work. What do you learn in high school? Not critical fucking thinking. You learn history, quote unquote, where America's the good guys. That's what you learn. You don't fucking learn how to be a fucking critical thinker. You don't learn about medicine in school. I'm 25, so unless there's been a massive shift in schooling over the last 10 years, I'm telling you right now, you don't learn that shit in school. Right? And the CDC is now changing its mind every couple months. April of 2021, take your mask off. July of 2021, we've declared victory. Delta comes around, it takes 2 months for the fucking government to even pretend it exists. Kamala Harris said in an interview they didn't see any variants coming. They had no idea Delta or Omicron would happen. It blindsided them. But the main problem here is Americans are fucking stupid. We've got Trump supporters that think Dr. Fauci is pure evil, right? And because they hate Dr. Fauci, they don't believe in germs. They're fucking stupid. I say we have prisons in this country. Let's free all the nonviolent drug offenders. Drug offenders, by the way. And let's fill up the prisons with these fucking morons that go around without vaccines and without masks on. That's what I say. That's what I say. I say round them the fuck up, force vaccinate them, and fucking surgically sew a mask on their face. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic. But I'm sick of this stupid bullshit. This American freedom garbage. I don't want to wear a mask. Freedom! Do you run red lights? Do you put your seatbelt on? Because if you're running red lights without your seatbelt on, at least you're ideologically consistent. If you're driving on people's lawns, you know, I want to pass this car who's driving really slow. Let me drive on 5 people's lawns and run over their bushes. If you're doing that, at least you're ideologically consistent. You value your personal freedom, right? But you're not doing that. Why? Because you're a dumb fuck. And you're only saying that freedom exists when it comes to masks because a politician told you to, and you don't know how to think for yourself because you're a fucking moron? Do you walk around the grocery store naked? It's about freedom in the summer. You know it gets hot in the summer. I live in North Carolina. It gets hot in the summer. I would love to walk around the grocery store naked. But guess what would happen if I did that? I would go to jail. Why? Everyone in the world has a naked body. They exist by default. That's the normal. Wearing clothes, when you think about it, is abnormal. Everyone knows what naked people look like because we're all naked people. So I can go to jail for being naked at the grocery store, but you can't send someone to jail for not having a mask on while they're COVID positive? What? Yes, you can. All these rules are made up. It's all the honor system. Imagine playing the honor system. Like, it's one thing if it's March of 2020 and we're just hoping for the best and we don't know how things are going to go yet. We already know that 40-ish% of this country is just fucking brain dead. They're brain dead. They are dumb motherfuckers. Honestly, like Beatles are smarter than these fucking stupid Trump Republican morons. Grasshoppers have higher IQs than these fucking losers. And you're trusting them? Society is only as strong as its dumbest participants. And in the United States, the dumbest are ruling over everyone else. And the CDC isn't helping. Because now, the people that would have trusted the CDC, they don't trust them anymore. I'm just sick of this shit, man. Essential workers. I'm an essential worker. That's right. I flip burgers at Wendy's. Without me, society will collapse. That's not to say that I disrespect people that work at Wendy's, but it's not an essential business. It's not. No one needs Wendy's. No one needs paint. No one needs a haircut. These are not essential businesses. No one needs to eat at the fucking Thai restaurant. No one needs to go in the grocery store. We have grocery delivery. It exists. Fuck. Shit's crazy. This shit is crazy, let me tell you. But I wanted to talk about some politicians are actually pushing back. And in this case, I see Rashida Tlaib is pushing back against the CDC valuing working, being a productive member of capitalism over health and safety and science. So Rashida Tlaib says, CDC is saying we need people back to work quicker even if they are still sick. Is this based on public health and science, or is this in response to corporations like Delta who asked for shorter times? This decision is made as Omicron cases rise. She goes on to say, public health decisions should be purely based on public health, not the needs of CEOs. I truly hope the CDC is making decisions that will keep us safe instead of protecting corporate bottom lines. I know the guidance applies to asymptomatic people. However, we should be doing all we can to prevent the spread, and protecting public health means staying home. So, at least someone in Congress is talking about this. So I just wanted to say shout outs to Rashida Tlaib. God bless. But again, have you heard anyone talk about a new stimulus package, by the way? Anyone? Have you heard Kamala Harris, who last year campaigned on $2,000 monthly checks? Last year, 1 year ago, 18 months ago, Kamala Harris campaigned on $2,000 a month per citizen. That's what Rashida Tlaib advocated for as well. So Rashida Tlaib and Kamala Harris were perfectly synchronized. Then what happened? Kamala Harris went to the White House. Crickets. We have reached the biggest surge of COVID cases since the pandemic started. No one on any network anywhere is talking about stimulus packages. A very small package, the Build Back Better Act, Build Back Better, that's not even going to pass. That had no stimulus money. That was watered down to garbage. Right? Had no stimulus packages. It's not going to pass. They're taking away the child tax credit. This country is over. It's done. This is the collapse of America. I'm telling you this right now. A year from now, can you even, have we ever lived in a world where you literally don't know if the world's still going to exist in 6 months? Because that's the world that we live in. Can you honestly tell us where we're going to be in 6 months or a year? God forbid if Republicans win the midterms. Can you actually, with any confidence at all, tell me what's going to be happening in a year from now? Because I can't. I can think of a couple likely scenarios, and they're all really bad. But, shout outs to Rashida Tlaib. Woo! Folks, I have had a lot of caffeine, let me tell you. I wanted to talk about Jimmy Dore. And then we'll talk about Mandy. Is Letterhack still here? So we're going to do Jimmy Dore, then Mandy. So one of the big problems with this pandemic is we're basically relying on the honor system. And as you know, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Society is only as intelligent as its dumbest motherfucking participant. And so that brings me to Jimmy Dore. So Jimmy Dore had some guy I've never heard of, Graham Elwood, on the show. I like maybe have read the name before, but I've never seen this person before. They've got like a Vegeta thing going on. That's pretty cool. But I have no idea who this person is. But they had an exchange with Jimmy Dore that was very interesting. So I wanted to talk about this. Because Jimmy Dore is a guy with 1 million YouTube subscribers. He's telling people that the vaccines don't work and that the vaccines make you sick because he's a fucking moron. He's telling people that the vaccines don't stop transmission. That's true. The world isn't binary. Nothing is 100%. Because a vaccine doesn't 100% protect you or protect everyone around you, does that mean you shouldn't take it, even if it's 99%? Well, it's not 100%, so... Huh? Have you ever made a decision in your life, ever, that you had 100% certainty? No, you haven't, because that's not how the fucking world works. Vaccines significantly reduce transmission. Just because it's not a 100% thing doesn't mean that it's not worth doing. So again, this guy is a fucking idiot. This guy is a fucking moron. So let's watch this stupid ass clip.
That's the 40% unvaccinated times 0.08. That's your number. So maybe my numbers were too high. 10.8 million people in hospitals. You don't think that's going to cause a disaster in this country?
Graham, okay.
So we're talking about the fact that, again, if you die from COVID in your own home, well, you have your freedom. But when you're unvaccinated and you're walking around without a mask on and you get fucking COVID and you go to the hospital, you know what? If I break my fucking leg, I can't get a hospital bed. If I have a heart attack, I can't get a hospital bed. There are people that have had heart attacks that died because unvaccinated Trump dumb fucks are sitting in these fucking hospital beds. There are people that have had liver failure and died because they couldn't get a fucking hospital bed. They die in the fucking waiting room. This is a thing that's happening in this country. If you are unvaccinated, in my opinion, you should not be allowed to go to the hospital. That's my opinion. If you trust your immune system, all right, don't go to the fucking hospital when you're crying later on. Die at home like a good little fucking drone. So let's continue.
Okay.
Answer that question.
If we run out of hospital beds, it'll be a disaster in this country. Yes.
Okay.
And if we run out of hospital beds, yes, that'll be a disaster. Are we going to run out of hospital beds? And if we do, why the fuck? By the way, why did more people? Anyway, so let's keep these one.
Notice, by the way, like his train of thought. We're going to run out of hospital beds. And if that happens, obviously things are not going to go so well. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
At a time. We got to keep them one at a time.
You have to do.
Oh, I got to go. I have another guest. God damn it. I'm sorry. Garland Nixon is up next. But let me finish this with you, Graham.
All right.
Let me finish. We've been talking for an hour and 15 or 20. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good.
I like it.
It's been pretty good. So if you get COVID and you're vaccinated and someone's unvaccinated and gets COVID, you both can spread the virus. And the side...
Again, this fucking bullshit binary thinking is so goddamn stupid. It is ridiculously dumb. It is the dumbest fucking garbage in the history of the fucking world. When you are vaccinated, you have a significantly less likely chance to spread the virus. You also recover from the virus quicker, and therefore, as a result, you have less time where you are transmissible. When you are vaccinated, there is a good chance that if you do get a small viral load of the virus, that your body will fight it off and you won't even become symptomatic at all and you won't be a spreader at all. Just because something is not 100% does not mean it is the same as 0%. But again, Jimmy Dore knows that. He's just lying. He's doing this for money because he's a fucking loser. But, like, it's basic math. Like, I don't know who this guy Elwood is, right? Like, if someone wants to fill me in on this guy, if he's on the Jimmy Dore show, chances are he's probably, he's probably not the greatest. But even he knows how to use a fucking calculator. Like, think about that. Jimmy Dore is afraid of a calculator?
Science is you both have the same viral load for the first 7 days.
No, that's not true.
So now you're going to mandate somebody get a vaccine for what? So because if you get
because it reduces the spread. What?
COVID, you still can transmit it as much.
No, you can't. He's just lying. He's just lying.
Everyone's going to get a version.
No.
So that's the problem I have. And you keep saying hospital beds. That's not an answer to that question.
That's what drives me nuts, Jimmy, because you just skipped over the fact that unvaccinated people are more likely to get hospitalized. I just use your numbers.
That is true. Yeah, but so you're saying you should mandate, so now I'm hearing something. So you're saying you should mandate a vaccine because of hospital beds?
Yes.
That's crazy. We should maybe get more hospital beds. That's what we should do instead of.
Okay, all right. Now, these are not mutually exclusive. Let's be honest here. Yes, we should have more hospital beds. Duh! But what's going to be quicker? A vaccine that already exists that we can mass produce and put into everyone immediately right now? Or manufacturing extra hospitals, making extra beds, and training extra doctors and nurses and staff? What's easier in society? Now, we should expand the health system. Duh! No fucking shit! But let's be honest. What's easier? Building extra hospitals, training extra doctors and nurses, paying for all that, or just mass producing an easily producible vaccine and putting it into everyone's bodies? What? And that's the thing about this clip that's so fascinating, is that he is literally contradicting himself within 30 seconds. And, like, his guest is, like, saying, but you literally said the opposite here. Like, it's insane.
You want to fight for more hospital beds? Here's the reality, Jimmy. I agree with you. We don't have as many hospital beds. We need more. I totally agree with you with that. The neoliberals at fucking Cuomo, all those guys, Pelosi, they've taken it out. The reality is we don't. So how do we deal with this immediate problem right now?
So I just want to let you know about mandates. Before I go, this is what Dr. Fauci thought a year ago.
That's the end of the bullshit there. But again, the guy he's a dumpster diver when it comes to being a fucking thought leader. Like, the guy is fucking stupid.
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low-resolution thinking.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
It's so stupid, man. the fact that people still watch this guy a year after Force the Vote, people still watch. It's fine if you watch him. Well, it's not fine. But if you watch him and you're a Trumper or you're a right-winger, at least you're honest. But there are still motherfuckers. I still get motherfuckers that claim to be super leftist, ultra anti-imperialist, super duper communists. I still get these motherfuckers in my comments on my Jimmy Dore videos. Jimmy Dore, why are you punching left? Anyone that criticizes Jimmy Dore is a neoliberal in these people's minds. Jimmy Dore is the definition of the most left person possible in these people's minds. Because they're fucking dumb. They're dumb. And society is only as intelligent as its dumbest participants. And as we can see here, society not doing so well. Motherfuckers are dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Is Letterhack still here? Where the fuck is this motherfucker? Where is this jerk off? Where is this scumbag? Where is this piece of goddamn shit? Because we're about to get into a movie review, folks. It's happening. This goddamn little fucking cocksuck. Folks, I would like to announce that, again, I announced this before, but I will be uploading in its entirety the January 6th insurrection live coverage that I did on January 6th. I will be uploading that in its entirety on January 6th, and if you want a link to this, you can give me money on Patreon, so you can do so here. I'm apparently getting $500 a month now on Patreon. That's cool. Didn't see that one coming. I actually haven't checked this in a couple days. But if you want to see the January 6th insurrection live as it happened, with my commentaries, not everyone watched it, and if YouTube took it down, so I will be uploading it to other websites. And if you would like a link, I will send that out on Patreon. So, and obviously, you have until next week. That's next week now, January 6th. So if you want to see that, it's like 15 hours or some shit. Because I started streaming at 10 like I normally do. And then I said, I said I would stream as long as there's something going on. And I stopped streaming at like 2 a.m. So that's the situation with that. But if you're interested in that, there you go. Post a link in the chat. Bada boom. Anyway, folks, so I watched a movie last night at the recommendation of those in the chat room. This movie was called Mandy. This is a movie that features Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is my favorite actor, for those of you that don't know. And somehow I missed this movie. I did not hear of it. I did not know it existed until yesterday. Now again, I will talk about this movie without spoiling it, and then we're going to get into the spoilers. So, if you haven't seen this movie, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. There's no universe where you are allowed to participate in society while this movie exists and you haven't seen it. You gotta watch it. It's a must watch. In my opinion, I'm gonna be honest, 10 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie. This is a perfect film. If you like Nicolas Cage, you'll like this movie. If you like movies, you'll like this movie. If you are entertained at all by anything, you will love this movie. This movie is fucking incredible. I'm gonna be honest, folks. I went into this movie, a little, I was smoking a little weed, getting a little set up, setting myself up for a good time. And, okay, so again, we're gonna get into the spoiler section. The plot is hard to spoil it. It's one of those movies where it's like, I can say a character dies, but it's like, you don't know who that character is, and it's irrelevant. This movie is purely like a visual experience. I don't think I can actually spoil this movie because you have to watch it for it to be spoiled. But I'm gonna spoil it. I don't even know where to begin. So Nicolas Cage and his wife, who shares my first name, Andrea, basically they live in somewhere in like the middle of the woods in a cabin. And some like I would describe this movie as Hellraiser, but with Nicolas Cage and LSD. That's this movie. I'm gonna be honest. If that doesn't sound good, you and I clearly have a disconnect in how we exist in the world, and you should probably unsubscribe. It's Hellraiser, good, with Nicolas Cage, good, with LSD, good. These are all good things. You need to watch it. Umar in the chat. Oh, I saw that. It was needlessly violent to me. Unsubscribe. Get the fuck out of here, Umar. I'm not joking. I am joking. Please don't leave. But anyway, so basically a cult is combined with some weird kind of Jonestown motherfuckers with Hellraiser Cenobites, and the Cenobites capture and kill Nicolas Cage's wife. They burn her alive while they force him to watch, right? But then he escapes afterward. And my favorite scenes right now. Okay, there's a scene where they capture the wife and then they force drug her with super LSD. They got super drugs, right? And they force drug her. And then there's this fucking bizarre scene where this cult leader has full frontal nudity, and then folks, I swear to God, watch this movie. I'm not if you haven't seen the movie and you're still listening, go watch the movie. Watch my review tomorrow, and you'll understand. Folks, fuck. Okay, so when this guy takes his clothes off, right? And then the fucking bitch starts laughing at him, I lost it. I thought it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. So again, and the psychedelic effects are really good. I mean, they're really good. I would love to watch this movie while doing LSD or shrooms or something, because that would be really funny. So the bitch starts laughing at him, and he gets mad as fuck. He gets mad as fuck, and then he decides to basically burn her alive in front of Nicolas Cage. And so that's the start. That's the first third of the movie. And the other 2/3 are Nicolas Cage, who plays a guy named Red, basically just killing the fuck out of these motherfuckers. And it's, oh my god, it's great. If you like revenge movies, you'll love this movie. If you like super LSD, I've never tried super LSD. I would like to try the super LSD from the Hellraiser universe. That sounds great. But you'll like this movie. I mean, again, it's incredible. So basically, one of my favorite parts was where Nicolas Cage is in the bathroom. He's in the bathroom, and he's in fucking super tighty whities, right? And he just drinks an entire handle of fucking vodka, and then that's the start of the revenge part. So he escapes, right? And he's super depressed, right? And then he takes a nap, and then he fucking goes into the bathroom, which has this amazing wallpaper, and has a Nicolas Cage style meltdown. It's incredible. You gotta watch it. You gotta fucking watch it. It's so good. So then you're thinking, all right, so he's obviously going to kill these motherfuckers. He's going to kill them real good. But again, you don't, this scene where the motherfucker puts the sunglasses on. Do I have my sunglasses? I don't think I have my sunglasses on, or on my desk. I do. Oh shit. I'm causing rumblings, folks. So the scene where Nicolas Cage puts on the fucking sunglasses, and he look at this. Look at this. So he puts these motherfuckers on, not the same style, right? But just doing some prop comedy here. And then he fucking becomes a blacksmith for some reason, and fucking makes this giant golden axe thing. That shit was incredible. Okay, so he gets a crossbow from his buddy. And he's like, you know what? That's not good enough. I'm going to, become a blacksmith now and make a giant fucking axe. Oh my god. Right, so then he tries to kill the Cenobites. And again, another good part is where he's driving into the Cenobite because he thinks he's going to run them over. But, the Cenobites are, made of metal. So like his car hits the Cenobite that's on the ground on the road, and then the car flips into the fucking air and he gets captured by the Cenobites, right? And I'm like, oh my god, right? So then they steal his crossbow, they steal his super axe, and then they tie him up like he's in the fucking first Saw movie. You know, the Saw movies, right? They're pretty good. Maybe I should review those too, right? And then, right, so he's in there, and for some reason the Cenobites didn't kill him because they love to torture, right? Again, this is Hellraiser with Nicolas Cage and Super LSD, right? So again, so he's tied up, and then he just murders the fuck out of the Cenobites, right? And like, I love the one scene where like there's this Cenobite who's like doing super drugs. Like, it's not the super LSD, but it's like super cocaine or something. I don't know. He's like, or super meth. I don't know. This guy's on something. And he's watching some fucking porn on the TV. It's like, this is like set in the 80s, right? So there's like the small CRTs. And it's like this like fucking like 3 or 4 second like loop of like porn on the TV, and the Cenobite's like super drugs, and Nicolas Cage is like creeping up behind him, and then they've got this epic fight scene while this 3-second porn loop is on the fucking television. I loved it. It was great. And then he finds the super axe, and then he starts killing these motherfuckers. So he kills all the Cenobites, and like, oh my god, the scene where it's like the flaming car going on. Oh, so good. So good, folks. I love it. And the whole while, Nicolas Cage is in the Cenobite chamber, and he's like doing some of the super drugs. So he tries some of the super meth, he tries the super LSD, and then he starts killing more motherfuckers, and it's great. It's amazing. Oh my god, it's so good. And then he meets the manufacturer of the super LSD, and that scene is just incredible. That scene is incredible. It's just so good. It's so, like, it's just like, he has this conversation with some guy who's just making drugs in like a barn somewhere. And that guy was like, man, they really fucked you up good. Anyway, so these motherfuckers are over there. So he leaves that guy to live, apparently, according to reports. And then he goes to drive up to the cult leader. So again, there's 2 separate things. There's the cult, and then there's the Cenobites, right? And so he kills all the Cenobites first, and then he goes to the cult. Oh my god, man. When he throws the fucking, like, super big axe at that guy's head, fuck. Like, I just, like, it's too good. It's too good. When he throws that fucking axe and then the guy gets, right, that's amazing, right? And then, like, oh, it's incredible. Like, the whole movie is so good. Like, the whole movie is so good. I really don't even. I can't even. I won't even. I can't even. I can't odd. You gotta watch the movie. Like, holy fuck. Like, you can't, like, it's just so good. And then, like, the fucking... Like, when he kills the cult leader, and the cult leader's, like, fucking crazy, and he's switching personality. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I gotta watch this movie on Shrooms someday. It's so good. 10 out of 10. Like, again, if you don't like the idea, it's Nicolas Cage featuring Hellraiser it's Hellraiser with Nicolas Cage and super drugs. The chainsaw battle. That's right, the chainsaw battle. Where he's got the chainsaw, and then the other guy's got the super long oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. What a movie. What a movie. This movie is, it's not even a movie. This movie is an experience. This transcends the medium of film. This movie is an experience. This is an experience. Like, this is like, this isn't like, oh, you want to sit down and watch a movie. This is, oh my god, let's strap the fuck in. We've got an experience lined up for you. Wow. What a film. I gotta watch I think the director made one other movie. I gotta watch that at some point. But, wow. I was blown away. And then there's some parts where, like, Nicolas Cage is sleeping and he dreams, but in animation. Like, he dreams in, like, like cartoon animation, but it's not that cartoony. That shit was incredible, too. Because it's like, when do you see, like, animation in a live-action film? That's often never done, right? So it's like, the juxtaposition of that was, and then the soundtrack. That's right, Katie in the chat. The soundtrack. Oh, my God. It's so good. It's so good. It's like, oh, it's perfect. The whole movie is perfect. Again, this is not a movie. This is an experience. This is art. In order to be a human being on planet Earth, I personally, if I ever became ruler of the world, I would mandate everyone's got to watch this movie. It's incredible. What a goddamn film. Holy hell. God damn. So, that movie is... Oof. 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 Is there any... That's it. That's the end. Need some fucking water. It's like, what the fuck? What? How fucking hot is it right now? Why am I so... Well, obviously, I'm hot because, like, oh my god, look at me, right? But, like, what is the fucking weather right now? Holy shit. It is 23 fucking degrees. Are you joking? 23 degrees in December. 23 degrees in December. What the hell? That's fucked up. I keep taking and picking. Those are the words that would work there. I keep picking out my winter clothes, right? Because it's fucking winter, and it's 23 fucking degrees in winter time. This is fucked up. Color Out of Space. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that yet. Is it the same director or same producers or what? You said the same producers, but like, is it the same director too, or just some similar? I want to see that one too. I have decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a Nicolas Cage collection. I want to have every Nicolas Cage film ever on physical media. Like, and I want to have it on a shelf in chronological order. That's my goal in life. I'm going to start that next year. That's my 2022 goal. It's like 120 something Nick Cage films. I want every single one on physical media, and I want to have them all in the order of release on a shelf. Boom. I used to think that too, Andrew. I used to think that too, but I don't anymore. Willy's Wonderland. I've seen Willy's Wonderland. I watched Willy's Wonderland when I was like, I overdosed on edibles, on marijuana edibles. And when I say overdosed, I mean I was out of it. Like, I was out, I hadn't done edibles in a while, and like, I took like fucking a shitload. And I remember watching that movie, and I was in and out. I was like I was phasing in and out of existence. I was also really tired. So I just remember like falling asleep for like 5 minutes and waking up and then seeing so I gotta watch that movie again at some point. But goddamn. That's another, wow, what a movie. Holy hell. Matthew Varden. I consider myself a conservative, but I've honestly enjoyed watching your content recently and hearing different opinions. Plus, you're pretty funny. Matthew, are you still here? Because I'd love to ask you some questions. I'd love to ask you some questions about that if you're still here. Wow. What a movie. But anyway, folks, that's the show for today. My 2022 goal is to finally get on HRT. Good luck with that. I've been on for going on 5 years now, and this is what it's made. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, right? Like, if you're not jerking off all day, every day when you watch my stream, you're doing it wrong. That's all I can say. Oh, goddamn. Ugh. 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 Hello, James Patterson. Love you. Glad I found you less than 3. Folks, tomorrow, tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a Google Forms survey, a 2021 Above It All user base survey. And it's optional, obviously, but I would prefer everyone to fill it out. Just so I can learn more about the audience, what people like and dislike about the show, what people want to see from me going into 2022. And so, if you wish to fill out the Above It All survey, I will post it on tomorrow's show. And be as detailed or as non-detailed as you'd like. Oh, I got the snot in my mouth. Oh no, that is brutal. And so, like, I want to know how you found me. Like, when did you find me? Like, no, you're good, James. You're good. That's the old school heart emoji. So we're gonna do a survey tomorrow, going into 2022. I want to know what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and also I gotta pee, and I've been holding this in for like the last 20 minutes. I'm going to explode. So with that being said, I will see y'all tomorrow, and that's it. That's the show. So.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, you see how things have changed? One of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off. And he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "Come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He pulled up, he said, "You walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, 'You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.'"
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the vote.
Oh, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.